for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
I just want to say I got the hardest intro on TVV.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
Boxing Voice Radio, I'm your host, Nes and Mike. Joined alongside Michael Gross, the boss.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
Yo, what up?
BoxingVoice.com. TVV for life. If you ain't on Patreon,
BoxingVoice.com.
I told Fury 2 years ago that I was going to baptize him. You know, rising up is part of the baptism.
It doesn't really matter what I say and what Wilder says. It all matters what happens on the night. I'm going to get that green belt. I'm also going to get the Ring magazine. And I'm also going to keep my lineal championship.
BoxingVoice.com.
Make sure you push that thumbs up.
Can't remember a bigger heavyweight fight in a long time. Maybe Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson was the last big fight like this. That was the last US UK showdown.
That lineal bullshit, it ends there. It ends with him.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, TBV family. Hashtag TBV podcast, wherever hashtags are used. We are back. It is Monday morning, and we're going to have a jam-packed show for you. Not only is it Wilder Fury 2 fight week, but we got Deon Nicholson coming straight out of that Deontay Wilder camp and scoring a big win over Earl Newman Jr., and we'll have him at 10 a.m. In about 27 minutes, we'll have Timothy Moulton, lead sparring partner for Anthony Joshua, to prepare him for the Andy Ruiz rematch. And Timothy Moulton in more social media posts now trying to get that Andy sparring, even offered to help Dillian White. He says he has the blueprint, and we're going to see what's cooking with him. But we're talking 5 questions to talk about before the rematch. This is an article coming from Lweis Watson, and I did try to contact him. Well, I mean, I did make contact, so hopefully we can get him on and squeeze him in, as he wrote the article and posed 5 questions ahead of the rematch. So we're going to be going with this particular SB Nation's article. Bad Left Hook has this, and we'll be using this to ask each other these questions. And the audience, you know, you have the opportunity as well to answer these questions when you call in. And the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. As long as they use Skype, you already know. But let's head on out to Indiana. Gross, the boss.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
Windows camp, 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and missed, 2 to stand over.
Turn up.
Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million.
And I'm in.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo. Good morning. Big ups to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. Good morning to everybody out there, man. Timothy Moulton, big ups to him. And Deon Nicholson, big ups to you, man. Can't wait to have you guys on. But 5 questions, man. 5 questions. Let's see what these questions are. I mean, I think I have a conception of what a couple of them are, but let's have some fun and let's see what these things are and see what this guy came up with. Good morning, Ness.
Bueno dia. I mean, if you want to have fun, I think the best thing to do is go ahead and let you guess what you think this writer came up with, and then we get to.
It wouldn't be guessing.
Huh?
It wouldn't be guessing.
Oh, you already read it.
Yeah, read a little bit of it.
Cool. So let's get to the first one, and once again, this article is written by Lweis Watson. It's a badlefthook.com article. And I think it was interesting. The first question that he poses is, can Fury continue to control the distance? Can he control the distance, Mike? Before you answer, he says Fury's control of the distance negated the danger of Wilder's devastating right hand throughout a majority of the contest. With fidgety feints, upper body movement, and the accompaniment of Wilder's right hand, Fury was able to stay out of the trouble for all but a couple exchanges in the fight. High, frequent jabs to the right guard of the WBC champion disabled Wilder's right hand. Ben Davison, Fury's trainer for the opener, has alluded to the attention they placed on keeping Wilder's right hand close to his right cheek, moving it away from his midriff where he can create the maximum power when it's cocked and locked. So now, what the author is indicating is that during the fight, which is something that I didn't see, I asked Wilder, did he feel that Fury was punching at his right hand? And he said no, but Ben did bring that up as what Fury should do for this fight. But this author has it out that Fury was punching Wilder's right hand, occupy it, and that Fury already knew what Ben said in the BT Sports breakdown, that Wilder's best throwing his punch from the nipple or the waist. So I don't know, I'm a bit confused. I thought these were all things Ben was revealing. You think that was something they already knew going into the first fight?
I mean, I'm sure if Ben is talking about now, then yeah, they knew we going to the first fight that throwing it from the nipple or the waist is when Wilder's like more effective. But I didn't really see him jabbing like the right hand of Wilder to keep the right hand out. Maybe he was doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because I know the first couple of rounds it was a lot of fading and and not a whole lot of punching, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure, man. When it comes to controlling the range, can he keep controlling the range? I mean, he can make sure there's distance by moving, but I think if Wilder double ups on the jab and works behind the jab now, I think the range might not be that big of an issue for Wilder going into this fight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they like to say that Wilder's better in the rematch, so you want to assume that adjustments are going to play a part, but I don't think that you could adjust for those feints, because if you don't react to a feint, the next one could be a jab. So I think that it's just going to be like it's gotta happen on the moment. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any true set game plan. I just think that Wilder's ready for him now, right? Like understands what he's bringing. But I find it difficult to work on that herky-jerky movement of Fury. I mean, I will say this, though. I'm not a trainer. So JD's actually, just speaking out loud, did find a way to work on that movement. If you noticed any of my footage, they put red dots on the shoulders. Did you notice? All the sparring partners have red dots.
Okay.
So he didn't want Wilder to punch at the head because the head moves.
Because he's dipping down.
Exactly. Punch at the red dots. In the middle of them red dots, anywhere in between them two dots, you golden. Nothing else. Everything else can move, but not that. His arms can move. His head can move. His feet can move, but not them two dots. That's your target. So, you know what? I take that back. They did find I'm not going to say they found, they are attempting, to counteract the feints and the jitteriness of Fury, and I believe those two red dots are how they're doing that, because I remember him saying like, those dots don't move, D. Punch in the middle of them dots. They don't move. All right, he's always kind of like a hype man too. You know what I mean? Good back foot, D. So I think they did find a way for that. Now I don't know if that's going to translate into not allowing Fury to control the distance, though. What it can translate to is the author's next question, or one of those questions. And I don't want to lie, so let me just go and check.
Real quick,
Will
while you
Wilder's jab improve opening the door to the right hand? And I think the answer to number one is the segue to number two. Because by working on the jab and throwing the jab in between them two red dots throughout camp, he's probably going to be prone to use the jab more in the fight. So the jab always sets up the right hand. It's not that the jab is going to set up the right hand for Wilder. That's just boxing 101. The 1-2, jab, right hand. So I think the second question, will Wilder's jab improve, opening the door to the right hand? I have to believe yes, because that's what they're working on with the red dots. But I'm sure that someone can give me a counter argument as to why it won't work. But yeah, I mean, that's my 1 and 2 right there.
One thing about the red dots, you know what I'm saying? One thing that I was hear trainers say, if you aim for the chest, you know what I'm saying, you're liable to hit something because the chest not going nowhere. Like the head can move, like they said, the shoulders, the arms, all that shit can move. But when you aim at that chest, you're liable to hit something. Now, what the second question was? Let me see.
The second is, will Wilder's jab improve and set up the right hand?
I definitely think his jab is going to improve, but I think the right hand is going to improve. I think that's the bigger thing, you know what I'm saying? We've seen him have a hefty right hand in this camp, and man, I would love to see the jab improve, but shit, if Wilder keep on talking how he's talking, like maybe he's not really interested in the jab, you know what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing first and rushing things, so will the jab improve? I like to see them use it more, you know what I'm saying, to set up the right hand and like work from behind the jab. But I would say yes, it would improve more than it did in the first fight.
Yeah, man, I have to believe that it will, but again, I do have some hesitance that it will improve. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, as it helps with the visibility of the show. We have quite a few hundred people watching and only 53 thumbs up. Hitting that thumbs up will definitely help with the visibility, and it will ensure that we continue to get big name guests every single day for you. Today, in about a few minutes, we will be having Timothy Moulton, heavyweight boxer, and we also will have cruiserweight, hoping to come down to 175, Deon Nicholson off his big win versus Earl Newman Jr. Timothy Moulton, best known for mimicking Andy Ruiz for the unified champion Anthony Joshua. Yeah, man. So what's the next one, Mike? We were on Wilder's jab. Is it going to improve? What else is the author posing there?
Author is posing. Give me 1 second, man. The first one was the jab. Now we're going to Tyson Fury. Nope. Oh, okay. Should keep on going back up by itself. All right, here we go. Has either fighter improved since their previous fight?
I mean, that is a good question. Based off opposition, based off performances, everyone is indicating, insinuating, believing that Wilder has improved. They see the way that he set up the right hand for the Brazil fight, and they believe he improved. They see the way that he was patient in the Ortiz fight and waited on his shot. They believe he improved, but there's a counter argument to that. People believe that he waits too long. People believe that he's losing rounds. But I see improvement because those were the upper echelon of the division that he was beating, and doing it in still dramatic fashion. So I do believe that he improved. He believes that he improved. When I interviewed him, he believes that he has the upper hand because he went into this fight versus Fury coming out of two top upper echelon fighters where he diminishes Fury's opposition. Similar to AJ, not that he's relevant in this conversation, but AJ did make a joke like, oh, after I win the belts, I'm going to go fight Oda Wildin or something, you know what I mean? So, no one really respected Fury's opposition, but out of that fire in the ashes, Oda Wildin did make a name for himself. So I think all that answers this, right? Like if Ottawa made a name for himself, that means that Fury didn't look good and he made his name off of off of Fury. And before that, no one really knew him. And Joshua was still playing him like a tune-up. So, yeah, I got to believe that Wilder, having the better opposition, has to have gotten better.
Has both? What was the question? Has either fighter or has both? Let me read that one more time. Oh shit. Look, man. Has Fury improved? If you base it off the Wilder fight and the two fights that he had against Otto Wallin and Tom Schwartz, you would have to say that it may have been a little decline. Did he look as good in the Wallin fight as he looked in the Wilder fight? Let's just be honest. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't think so. He got cut in the Wallin fight. And the Schwartz fight, we all know Tom Schwartz was in over his head. Fury got him out of there, you know what I'm saying, played with him a little bit, got him out there with a nice southpaw straight left. But in the Wallin fight, he didn't look as good as he did against Wilder, you know what I'm saying? He did get hurt later on in that fight. He did get cut in that fight, and he had to turn into a rough, hard kind of fight, you know what I'm saying, which I was impressed by. I was impressed that he was able to keep Wallin on the back foot and keep his body weight on Wallin. So I did like that. But I don't think it's an improvement from the Wilder fight. Now, Wilder, on the other hand, as he improved, I think one of the big things that you can look at is how much he pressed in that Fury fight and the kind of patience that he showed in the Brazil and the Ortiz fight. So I think from that aspect, you know what I'm saying, by being patient, Wilder has definitely improved.
Yeah, man. I mean, for Fury, can he get any better? I think so. I think that what he does best, he does that naturally. So being in a new camp, you're bound to pick up something. And I believe he will improve. You say it a lot. People fight to the level of their opposition. So, yes, we can give Wilder credit for improving, but I don't think we could discredit Fury if we feel that he did not improve, because it still was or can be him fighting to the level of his opposition.
Absolutely. That's something that a lot of boxers, you know what I'm saying, not even boxers, like a lot of athletes go through, you know what I'm saying, playing to the level of your competition. So I definitely think you're right about that. Next question. Is Fury bluffing going KO hunt? Think Fury, you know what I'm saying, really about that life, man? Think he been dipping his hands in that petrol, you know what I'm saying, with Sugar Hill, talking about sitting down on his punches, talking about getting Wilder out of there in 2 rounds. Think he's really, you know what I'm saying, really about that? Or is he just playing lip service for the build-up?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think that if you didn't want a knockout, and let's be real, man, I'm not one of those Wilder fans that acts like blind, even though they paint me that way. I seen Fury hurt Wilder early and late. So maybe he's seen that. And maybe they're like, man, you ain't even committing. You always on your toes. You ain't planting. You always thinking about defense. Let's not make you defensive minded. Maybe you can hurt him. He put on pounds allegedly. He was lighter when he hurt him the last time. I asked Wilder over and over, and I'm like, come on. Hey, you can hear me on tape. Like, come on, man. He ain't hurt you. Like, bro, we see, like, nah, y'all seen something is different from what I felt. I'm like, all right, man, all right then. But it looked like he was hurt. And why else go to a camp that only deals in punches? Like, who is coming out of that crunk gym that isn't a puncher or trying to be a puncher? Like, their whole philosophy when Emmanuel was around was like, knock him out, get him out of here. You can hear him in the corner, dogging his fighters out. Like, come on, throw the right hand. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what he wants. But listen, when you go for the kill, you open to be killed. So, there's only one dude that's been doing that. It's like Wilder says. That's why Wilder's so relaxed, Mike, because it's like, I'm the bum, but I'm not out here changing shit up. You don't got me hiring and firing trainers. I'm not relocating. I'm still in little old Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I still got the same trainers. I ain't changing nothing. I'm not doing nothing different. You the one talking about you gonna get a knockout now. You the one changed up your promoter. You the one changed up your trainer, your strength and conditioning coach, the location where you train. I mean, nervous energy.
Is Fury serious about getting the knockout? I would say yes, but I would also say that that's where he's going to make his mistake here. I think trying to get into a firefight with Deontay Wilder, I know you up there with Sugar Hill, and I know you guys are working on power and sitting down in punches, but I just think getting in a firefight with a guy that we know got a bazooka for a right hand. I'm not quite sure that's the right path to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, change up everything for this fight doesn't really bode a lot of confidence. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a Fury fan, and also, man, I seen an article from what Eddie Hearn says Fury did something in camp, and that's why he's leaning more towards Wilder. I don't know how true that is, but it is what it is. So I do believe that Fury believes that he thinks that he has to go in to get a knockout, but I do think that is that's the wrong game plan for him.
Yeah, man. I don't know about that. He got to get a knockout, man. Canelo didn't have to knock out Triple G, and Triple G, I guess he did have to knock out Canelo to get the win. Did Triple G have to knock out Canelo to get the win in the eyes of the public? I mean, look, see, I say it smiling and laughing because for me, Canelo won both fights. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I know that there's a fraction of people out there that felt like, yeah, Triple G needed a knockout just to get the win. So I get what Fury's saying, but all that is more pressure on Fury to do something that doesn't come naturally.
I was going to say, according to some judges, nigga, Floyd needed to fucking knock out against Canelo to get the victory on certain people's cards. But look, man, I don't think Fury needs a stoppage. You know what I'm saying? I think there is some things that Fury does well in the ring that he can keep doing. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I do think about Fury is maybe he gets tired a little bit. Seen him get kind of winded in the Otto Wilder fight. If he comes in a little bit heavier, you know what I'm saying? I think that may have a lot to do with his stamina, and we could see a Fury who's getting tired. Maybe that's why he's saying that he needs a second round KO, because he knows the added weight may be a detriment later on in the fight.
I mean, I think he's also thinking I would be assuming, well, I took his punch weighing whatever stones, weighing 240, 250. I was able to get up. I wasn't disoriented like most fighters. Bro, most fighters get up from a Deontay Wilder punch. They don't look like Fury. They just don't. So maybe he wants that added weight because he thinks he'll absorb more and react even better to the power. But,
weight going to increase that jaw.
I mean, bruh, he took that shit twice in one fight, and neither time got up drunk. We seen, what's my man name yesterday? Peralta. Shit, he stumbled. You know what I mean? We ain't see Fury do that. Not one time. He looked very okay. Especially now that Jack Reese is on microscope and shit, and he's doing the same sobriety test, and people not. Look, that dude Perella fucked it up twice. Jack was just nice on the first one. He did not listen. He said, come back. My man was like, nah, I'm going to keep going to the left. He was like, all right, well, just let me clean your gloves and go ahead and get in there. But, yo, listen, Fury took that shit. Wilder might have to follow up, even though he did in the second one, and my man still got up. You know, because you would figure, damn, if he just finished him with the hook instead of just the right hand. But, yo, he got up. So maybe the weight plays a difference. But, again, the counter argument to that is this. Wilder was also sick. On the way in, you can hear him saying, yo, I don't want to take off my coat. I'm a heavyweight, whatever. I'm sick. He was 209 on fight night. So hopefully that's not what he weighs this time. You know, I believe last I was there, he was in the 20s. And I think his last fight, he weighed in the 19, right?
Yeah, like 219. Yeah, he was close to 219 when he weighed in. So fight night, you're probably like 224, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I don't think heavyweights lose weight and then gain any on night. Well, I guess some want to, like guys like some. Andy and them, like Andy and Areola, but like I don't think Wilder's coming in lighter to then gain on fight night.
I don't think it's on purpose. I think you come in, weigh in, then you eat, and then all that food, you know what I'm saying? Just
yeah, but as a heavyweight, why wouldn't you eat?
I'm saying, I'm like the night after the weigh-in, you probably gonna gain some more pounds, just making sure you get all the right fluids in your body, all the right food in your body. You're gonna gain about 4 or 5 pounds, bro. That's just normal.
So what else is the questions they're asking here?
Last question is Fury eye a problem in a target? That's gonna be a target for Wilder.
Is it a problem? We don't know. Is it gonna be a target? I hope so. You know, that everyone's assuming that the eye should be targeted. Will Wilder pay attention to it? Will he focus on it? That's something we're gonna have to wait till fight night. I mean, he might not try to change his game plan. Like, why go after an eye when I'm just trying to hit your face anyway? Like, you know, he believes he has the power, so he see, going after the eye, using the jab, that's all shit people do to set it up because they got a 12-round fight. Wilder don't believe that way. And I'm just speaking from my latest time in the gym. Me asking him to get behind the jab. Me asking him to be the Wilder from Stavern and him saying, no, I don't get paid for extra rounds. And like, yo, he believes wholeheartedly in that power.
Absolutely. Should Fury eye be a target? I don't know, man. I think Wilder should just stick to the game plan. Like, you don't want to go outside yourself, outside the game plan. We see Otto Wilder did do that and how that worked for him, you know what I'm saying? Like, just stick to the game plan. If the eye presents itself, you know what I'm saying, then you attack it. But I wouldn't go eye hunting, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? I would work behind that jab, go to the jab to the body like you were doing, throw that right hand to the body. And if the eye presents itself as a target, then you capitalize on it. But if not, you ain't gotta go like eye hunting, you know what I'm saying, the whole fight.
Yeah, man. So Timothy Moulton hit me up. He's driving. He'll be in the house in a bit. Oh, he's ready. Okay. Let's make sure the phone lines is litty.
We got a super chat coming in from T. Scott. I'm not sure who has rewatched the fight, but Fury needs to change. Pay attention to the first 6 rounds. Wilder kept countering Fury's jab with his own. Outboxing Wilder is harder than most people think.
Yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see, because didn't people say Gerald Washington was outboxing Wilder in the first 4 rounds, and they just said that about Lweis Ortiz.
Yep.
So we ready for Moulton. He's going to be calling in any minute now. Let me just double check this.
Don't forget, if this is right now on YouTube, take a second out and smash that thumbs up button. About to have our first guest on, Timothy Moulton, you know what I'm saying? He helped AJ get ready for the Andy Ruiz fight. And let's talk to him and see what he has on his agenda for the up-and-coming year. All
right, we have Timothy Moulton on the line, heavyweight. What's going on, Timothy? How are you? First and foremost, thank you for taking out the time to come on the program, talk a little bit of boxing with us. Want to obviously, wish you a happy new year, and hoping that all is well with you.
Thank you. All is well, man. We got back from camp and we hit the ground running. I wanted to stay, active. So we did have a fight set up in January, but unfortunately the promoter had to shut the show down because of some family issues that happened. But we got another date, February 28th in Louisville, Kentucky, and hopefully again late March. So we got 2 dates, and we just keep pushing.
So how has life been since returning from helping AJ? I was kind of hoping that fight that you had set up in January would have happened for you, man. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. Everything is set to go. I had opponent and everything was set up, but the promoter had sent out a mass text, and then he called me and called my coaches and said that he had to shut the show down. He had some family issues, but since getting back, man, everything is as far as like the attention being and the spotlight being on me, that's stayed current. But as soon as I got back, I knew I was gonna have to get back in the grind of just my regular life, day to day, and take what I learned from camp and apply it to myself so that I could be in a position that he's in one day.
Now, what have you done? Because, your story was infamous because you quit 2 jobs to help AJ. You were successful in that. He won those belts back. So what has Moulton decided? Are you full-time fighter now because of all the, I guess, encouragement that you got out in camp with all those professional fighters?
Right.
Or did you go back to your old job?
I still had to, figure out a way to make, a living for my family, because right now I don't make enough as a fighter to be a full-time fighter committed. But from the fruits of my labor from being in camp has allowed me to focus on fighting 100% of the time for the next few months. I work with people on the side as far as personal training, and that allows me to focus on my craft a little bit more. But I knew when I got back, I wanted to always be a full-time fighter, but I have to go through I got to get it through the mud first. I got to grind, and, I don't have to commit to 2 jobs now, but I still have to make a living for my family because I got 2 boys to care for. So, come back, find a job, but putting more time into my craft and realizing that I can really make a run at this. Mentally I'm more of a full-time fighter than I was before the camp, if that makes any sense.
Totally.
Has there been any talks with Mr. Eddie Hearn to like possibly get you on one of those Matchroom USA cards?
There has. I'm still in contact with AJ's team, and I'm still in contact with AJ as far as messages every now and again, talking about what I want to do, what I need to do, as far as getting myself in line to fight on one of the Matchroom cards in London, in the UK. So we got an idea. I kind of want to build myself up and be fighting, 6 to 8 rounders before I make the move to be on the Matchroom card, because I would like to, be a little bit further on before I step on to that level of fighting. As far as the venue goes and everything.
What do you think your biggest goals for 2020 is? Like just from a personal standpoint.
I think I would like to have this year, 5 or 6 fights, be really busy, and to solidify myself as a prospect, top prospect coming up in 2020. Just basically proving it and solidifying it, getting some more wins, maybe going out, getting into some more camps, and just showing my face and being more active in the scene.
Speaking of getting into more camps, I seen that when the Andy Ruiz and Dillian White rumors were circulating, I seen you in the comment section for Dillian White talking about, holla at me, big homie, I got the blueprint.
Definitely. So, when it was up in the air for Dillian White to be, he was considering fighting Andy Ruiz, I had got a call, and they said, hey, we're going to try to get you in that camp with Dillian White as soon as we know if Andy Ruiz is going to be his opponent. So once I found out that I think Dillian White is going to fight, is it Povetkin I seen?
Yeah, it's looking like sure. Povetkin on April 25th or May 2nd, Alexander Povetkin, yeah.
Okay, yeah, when I seen that, and I seen that Andy Ruiz said he was going to announce his opponent soon, I went ahead and made a comment to let whoever his opponent be, hey, you got me. I got the blueprint to beat him, I think. I think I give the best work and give his opponent the best opportunity to see a good Andy Ruiz look in camp. And on top of that, it gives me better, work with a higher level, the highest of level heavyweight. So I figured it would be good to go ahead and put that out there and let people have that avenue of being able to get a hold to me, through my social media.
Now the streets are saying that Andy turned it down because Dillian White wanted it in April, Andy wanted it in June, and now Andy's facing Lweis Ortiz is the rumor. Now, Lweis Ortiz is a southpaw. Do you still think that you can help a southpaw prepare for Andy?
Definitely, because like I said, I patterned myself after Andy Ruiz, and I can't remember offhand what fighters he's fought that have been southpaw, but I try to watch and see his mannerisms as far as how he deals with southpaws and how other heavyweights of our stature deal with southpaws. So yeah, I definitely think that I can still be a big help to a Lweis Ortiz getting ready, because I'm gonna do some of the same things that a shorter heavyweight does to fight with a southpaw. And again, like I said, that'll be great work for me as well.
I kind of want to change gears real quick and get a prediction from you for the fight this weekend, man. We got a heavyweight showdown, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. How you see that fight playing out?
Man, I think Wilder done changed it up, man. I think Wilder's gonna come and handle business. I think it's gonna be tougher, but I feel like Fury just he don't hit hard enough to really stop Wilder from doing what he wants to do. I think Wilder was kind of, he seen something new in front of him when he got in front of Tyson Fury the first time. So, with it being new, he kind of was wary, trying to figure it out, and took him longer than usual to do so. But I think Wilder's gonna knock him out. I don't know exact round, but I think he's definitely gonna touch that chin again. And I don't think Fury's getting up from this one.
I want to ask you a question that we posed to ourselves this morning, and it was like, is Fury serious about getting the KO? We've been hearing him doing like a lot of things, like dipping his hands in petrol, working with Sugar Hill to sit down on his punches. In your personal opinion, do you think he is serious about trying to get a knockout on Deontay Wilder?
Absolutely not. I think it's just a mental game. I think he wants Deontay Wilder to think that he's going to sit down with him and trade with him, and I think that he's hoping that Deontay Wilder waits for that, and then next thing he knows, he looks up, it's the 10th round, and he's done boxed him for 10 rounds. I think that's what it's more of a mental game with him. I'm going to tell him I'm going to knock him out, so he's looking for me to sit down with him, but each round and each minute, I'm just going to keep boxing him, until he realizes he's got to come and get me. Kind of like what he did last time.
So, Timothy, man, have any other promoters reached out? Have you gotten any phone calls? Is it any easier to get some local fights now that you got this buzz? Are your local promoters more, prone to putting you on cards?
So I've gotten a lot of offers, and I've gotten a lot of opportunities to fight on a lot of different cards, but it still remains the same as far as when it comes to the local promotion. Getting the thing that's changed from the camp is promoters and a few people are wanting to get behind me as far as making sure my opponents get here. Everything's paid, everything is set up to where my fights go through. There's no, selling tickets to make my opponents pay like it was before. Now I have somebody that's with me that's going to make sure that my opponents get paid and they get here, and everything's set up and good for me to fight. So with that being said, it's a lot easier for me to find fights and get on the cards. I got a couple of promoters in the region all around that have reached out to me that would like for me to be on the card. So to answer the question, yeah, it has gotten easier for me to find fights, for me to get placed on cards, and for me to keep moving forward. Like I said, we would have had a fight January, and then we would have had one this month, February, and then hopefully late March. So I would have had one for the past, once a month going into 2020. But unfortunately, the promoter had to shut his show down this past January 11th.
Mike, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Do you think at any point in 2020 you're going to be able to become a full-time boxer and not worry about like working like a 9-to-5 and just strictly focus on boxing?
I think if I fight frequently enough, yeah, I would be able to. And I think I'll always, until I'm making a substantial amount of money, I think I'll always have extra avenue as far as making some type of money, whether it be a part-time job. Going from working 2 full-time jobs to just a part-time job is wonders to me. Now I'm able to add an extra workout in on the day, or just adding more boxing into my life. As far as having to work 2 full-time jobs, and I was some days not even getting to train on days, but now every day, 2 times a day, I'm able to put in the work. So with a part-time job. So I think because of my kids, until I'm able to have a substantial amount of money made from boxing, I'll always have a part-time job. But I know that's a part of the journey. So I'm glad to have been able to take a step forward to that, from going from 2 full-time jobs all the way down to a part-time job. So, I'm blessed to be able to do that. And now the next step is to, maybe not 2020, but really soon in the future, be able to commit 100% to it and my family be still okay.
So, literally, you don't have a manager or a promoter?
No, we get our promoters, our matchmaker and the promoters find us opponents. They send us 3 or 4 names. Me, my coach, and my father look through the names, and we pick the opponents. Hey, we want this guy, bring him in. And then we bring him in, and we get it cracking.
So listen, a lot of boxing has to do with momentum. And obviously, with the AJ win December 7th, you have that momentum, and you can't let it die out. Is Timothy Moulton thinking of taking things into his own hands? And what I mean by that is, we had a heavyweight by the name of Chris Lovejoy on this show who has definitely grabbed the bull by the horn and gone to Mexico to get 19 fights in Mexico on his own, out his own pocket, so that he can make a name for himself in the heavyweight division. And he got himself on the WBA rankings at one point. He's no longer there now, but he was in them rankings. And I'm just wondering, are you willing to just, stop waiting? Because the longer you wait, the more people forget who you were, what you did, you know, and that connection that you had to boxing, because at this level you're not really on TV, so you know you need the strike while this iron is hot.
Definitely. So personally, there is a time frame for me as far as you know, but before I get exactly what you're saying, and I was thinking of that myself, grabbing the bull by the horns and handling my career 100%, you know, going after it, being aggressive. But you know, I had some of my coaches, my trainers, the promoters, we all got together and they have a plan set out. You know, everybody's on the equal playing field, you know, there. Everybody wants to see me win and succeed. So we have a plan set out, and they have a time limit, you know, as far as a deadline to make this plan set out. So in this year, you know, within the next few months, if things don't go as planned, then definitely I will be taking the reins and getting on it and making like what Christopher Lovejoy did. And I actually have a couple people in Mexico that have reached out to me that said I can always come down and set myself up that way.
Yeah, man, you need to, brother. You need to, because Chris Lovejoy got himself on the WBA rankings. He got Lou DiBella talking about him, because Lou's like, wait, how does guy get in the rankings and could possibly get a title shot, and all he's fought is dudes in Mexico? But let me tell you, it made a buzz, because at the end of the day, you knock out 19 people. Somebody wants to know, because look, it's hard to knock out 19 bums. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care what level of fight it is. To knock out 19 straight people, I'm paying attention. But listen, before we let you go, we obviously got some questions from the people. People that have been following you and definitely want to see you do your thing. So we're going to go out to those. We got Dual Ingram that says, what's the work like when you spar someone 6'5" or greater?
What's the work like?
Yes, sir.
The work is, man, just I had explained to somebody else the other day. You just have to do double everything that person does. That's 6'5", 6'6". And to me, that's the key to success against somebody like that. Whereas they shoot, you know, just the basics. If you think about it, if they shoot a jab, you know, being so short, you have to shoot 2 or 3 of them to get to him. When you get to him, you got to let ring 3-4 punches as fast as you can so that you can get your work on the inside. And then, you know, they may fade away, try to get away from you. It's just doubling up what they do. You double your work, you're going to be able to beat that 6'5", 6'6" guy, because typically they won't be able to keep that and withstand that fire and pressure.
We got Rue in the 504 New Orleans. Is AJ still the #1 heavyweight, or does that distinction go to Wilder Fury winner?
I think AJ is going to stay the #1 because he's got the belts. He's got the majority of the belts. So until somebody takes those belts from him, I feel like he's going to be #1.
All right. We got Big Nick in the UK that says, can I get a 2-time big up, Mr. Timothy Moulton? I have been following your career closely on Instagram since you entered AJ's camp. How was AJ's mindset in camp, and what's your immediate goals for the next 12 months?
So AJ's mindset in camp, he was focused. I mean, he was like a lion, a tiger on the hunt, you know, focused. Every time he hit the gym, it was time to work. You know, we spoke and had fun a little bit afterwards, but it was all about business. You know, when he come in, it was let's get work. Let's everybody get started, get to work. You know, when he went on runs, it was dig down as hard as you can. Like everything was, the intensity was 1,000 and the focus was, you know, 1,000,000. So the way he was in camp was just a focused lion. And as far as me in the next 12 months, I'd like to get 5 fights in, 5 or 6 fights in by the end of the year, and hopefully making some type of nice step up in the beginning of the following year in 2021. A good solid step up opponent. You know, being 10-0, 11-0. So that's my plan for the next 12 months.
All right, we got Stephen Williams in the UK that says, "Hi, Tim. After linking up with Team Joshua for the second Andy fight and being part of the fight circus, have more doors opened up for you professionally, i.e. promotion, management, ties, or deals? And what are your plans for 2020? Thanks, Stephen in the UK." You kind of answered that already throughout today's interview, so we'll just give him a shout out and move on. We got Killer Kels in California that says, "Has Anthony Joshua ever been dropped in sparring? If so, how many times and who are the names?"
Well, when I was out in the camp, man, everybody that had said that they had dropped him, it was all denied. Like they, when I spoke to him, he said that it didn't happen. But he's the type of guy that's like, if that's how you're gonna get your clout and that's how you're gonna get your name out there, then all the power to you. He didn't look at that as really affecting him and what he was doing. So he, stayed focused on what he was doing and kept going and let them say what they wanted to say.
For sure.
But I had actually seen footage of everybody who said that they had dropped him. A lot of footage when I was out there in camp. They keep everything, all the sparring sessions. They got it on deck. So I got to see a lot of sparring sessions that he had with a lot of heavyweights that are out there even today and in the past. So I don't, and not one that they showed me where he had got dropped. I don't think they would if they probably had it, but from what I seen and when I talked to him, I don't think he's ever been dropped.
I'm glad you said that. I don't think they would if they had it, because, I wouldn't show that shit. But listen, we got another one from the UK as well. Carlito says, "What's good, Mr. Moulton? I know you probably said this already, but fuck it. Can I get a 2-time? Thank you for helping AJ right that wrong. Thank you for answering the fans' questions. When you sign in the 258 management, and when is Eddie putting you on a card stateside?"
Man, I'm waiting to hear from them, man. I'm waiting to hear from them. We all like family. We still stay in contact, but I know that contract will come when I think I got to set myself up a little bit better as far as my record and what I'm doing. But when it does happen, which I feel like it will happen, everybody will know, most definitely.
Well, Mr. Moulton, man, that's all our questions. Want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the program. We truly appreciate that, man. Truly appreciate you taking out the time to talk to us. If you got any social media, which we know you do, please give it out so we could get these people to follow you if they're crazy enough not to be. And can't wait to schedule you, man. The minute you get something, man, even if it's just an offer, let us know, man. Let's definitely stay in touch a little better so that we can make sure that the people know what's going on with you every time something is going on.
Yes, sir, definitely. You guys can follow me at mayhem_Moulton, and my Twitter is mayhemmoulton92.
All right, Timothy, man, thank you again for calling in and being part of the show. Have a good day. And bless up. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Timothy Moulton, up-and-coming prospect, heavyweight. Man, I really wanted to hear that January fight happened for him. I hope he gets that ball rolling and takes advantage, Mike. You got to strike while that iron is hot because, he was part of that AJ camp, but he's probably not going to be part of the Pulev AJ camp because it just doesn't suit the Pulev fight. And he needs something else to keep that name buzzing.
I think that Dylan White camp would have been perfect for him. You know what I'm saying? Offering the services to try to mimic Andy Ruiz. I think if he can just get back in the ring, like you said, in February and March, I think everything will pay off for him. You know what I'm saying? Let him get his resume up. Well, not even his resume, but just his record up. And I'm sure if he's still in contact with Eddie Hearn and AJ and those guys, like from the way he was talking, you know what I'm saying, they probably mentioned something to him about fighting on a UK card over there, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to see him get his opportunity, see him just try to, you know what I'm saying? I like that underdog story. I like his story about quitting 2 jobs and going over there to the UK and happening Anthony Joshua, and things turned out good for him. So I'm proud of him, and just has to keep the grind going, man. Keep that grind going. We all know that this boxing thing is very unpredictable, man. at any point in time, you can get your opportunity. You can get your big shot, and you just gotta be ready for it. So long as you're doing what you're supposed to do in the gym, that big shot will come. Now, when it comes to AJ and sparring, Kale's big up for the question. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time we start doing it to them too. Now, I'm just playing, bro. Sparring is sparring, man. Like guys get dropped, guys get knocked down in sparring all the time. It really makes me never mind about sparring. Like I was one of those guys to when the news came out last year, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, bro, it's sparring, you know what I'm saying? Like in other sports, you know what I'm saying, people have moments where they get over on you, but it's not doesn't mean like they're better than you. And I don't think anybody on this show believes that the Welco is better than AJ, or the supposedly guy who knocked out AJ is better than him. So I like the way Team AJ, you know what I'm saying, came in and showed Moulton some footage, you know what I'm saying. So it's not like they're was trying to hide anything, but like Ned said, I wouldn't show me getting knocked down in sparring either. So, you know what I'm saying. So it is what it is. I don't take really much from sparring, but at the end of the day, man, I would love to see Moulton get a opportunity and try to make a name for itself. And don't forget, if you're listening right now on YouTube, take a second out and smash that thumbs up button. Help with the visibility of the show. We got another guest coming up in about 3 or 4 minutes. Deon, the equalizer, Nicholson, coming off a big victory about a couple weeks ago down in Biloxi. So we'll talk to him and see how he's doing.
Yeah, man, just texting him now.
No problem. If you want to go one step farther and watch the Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas fight this month, you can go ahead and look in our description box and use our Dazn hyperlink to sign up. That costs you nothing extra, but we do get a little kickback when you use that Dazn hyperlink. So if you want to catch Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas later on this month, then you can do so by using our hyperlink in the description box.
He about to call in now.
All right. Big ups to Deon, man. Deon. I want to see. I think he was last fight at cruiserweight. I think it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? That he gets down to 175 and start really hurting these dudes and putting guys on notice, because he had a lot of success. What's the guy's name that he fought? Newman. First name is what?
Earl Newman Jr.
Earl Newman Jr. And he was backing Earl up, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely has the power. I just think at 168 he may be a better version of himself and possibly get some more stoppages too.
Now, I'm pretty sure he got to 177 once upon a time. So something we need to talk to him about and see how hard it would be. All right, so it says on BoxRec that he got the 178 and a quarter in 2018. That's a long time though, right? He was also 179, but that was 2017. So he has been going up in weight. So we got to see what's up with him. Up there he goes. Deon, good morning. First and foremost, thank you, brother, for taking out the time to come on the show, man, and talk some boxing with us. We truly appreciate it, man. Congratulations on the win. We're so excited for you, man, brother. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling great. Ready for something else.
Yeah, man. I'm real sad. I missed you in camp. I was down there, but you obviously had to take your time off away from the ring after a big win. Just tell me how did the hometown treat you, man? How did the family, the sponsors, everybody back home, how did they receive you after such a big win on television like that?
Man, it's been great, man. A lot of people starting to hit me up and and starting to recognize that that I'm a true fighter, man. So it's been great, man. And Tuscaloosa, they always embrace me, So it's good, man. Everything's been good, bro.
Now, how was that fight for you physically? Did you need a rest? Do you still need a rest? Because it did look like a pretty grueling fight. Like, obviously, you won clearly, but it was a pretty tough fight.
Nah, I'm good, man. Shit, I'm good, man. I'm ready to lace back up. I'm ready to go back in camp and prepare for something else.
Well, we're speaking to your team while I was in Alabama. Obviously, your advisor and your coach both want to see you get to 75. Before you came on, I was going through your box rec and letting people know in 2017, it looks like you got to 179, and then in 2018, you got as low as 178. Do you think that 175 is in your future at the age of 29? Can you still get down and compete at this level?
Oh yeah, man. I know most definitely that I can make 175, and I know that I'll be strong. I'll be a big 175 pounder. I'm looking forward to fighting at 175. Hopefully, my next fight will be at a catch weight of something 180 or 78, something like that, and then we're going for 75.
What's going on, Deon? Michael here. Going back to that fight against Mr. Newman, what are some things that you took away from that fight? Meaning, like, what are the positives, and like, what are the things that you think that you need to work on?
I think that overall I did a good job. I thought that I could have moved my head movement a little more. I think that I could have head movement and did more on the inside. I could have done a lot more on the inside. Use my feet. Could have used my feet a little more. Setting angles, shoot my shots from different angles. Overall, I think that me backfooting him, him being the taller opponent, and I didn't have to cut a distance because he was coming straight to me. So I thought that was a hell of a plan that I executed. I thought I did good by sticking to my jab, keeping my jab out there, making him work, making him throw punches because cruiserweights don't even throw that many punches. So I was making him work, and I think that it played out in my favor,
Also, it being your first time on PBC, I believe it was on FS1. How was that experience? Did you feel any added pressure?
Nah, I ain't no added pressure, man. I felt good. I love, like I was saying, man, I love to fight in front of a lot of people, and it don't bother me. If anything, I'd be ready to prove my point, get my point across. So that was, man, it was amazing, man. To fight on TV. Coming from where I come from, it's a blessing.
Talk to me about, the jab, man. It was very effective, and I think that's what really won you the fight.
Yes.
Just talk about that. Was that just something that you decided to do on the spot, or did you guys plan to make the jab as effective as it was on fight night?
No, we had a plan, man. I executed the plan. The plan was to keep my jab out there because a lot of taller fighters, probably don't think that I got long arms and that I got a good jab. That's something that I always had. That's something that when I first started boxing, JD he told me, he was like, "Hey Deon, man, you got a world-class jab." So we knew to use the jab, and that's something that we was working on in the gym, jabbing a lot. Setting up my shots, setting up the big right hand, and looping shots.
Definitely, man. That jab was definitely effective. Now, were you a bit surprised at all from Earl Newman? I've watched his career. I've never seen him as aggressive as he was that night. He really was on one. That's why I said it was a tough fight because he wouldn't lay down. Watching tape of him, if you watched, did you expect him to be this aggressive?
I expected him to be the aggressor, but want me to tell you why I expect that? Because most of the guys who I fight, they try to come in aggressive because I always been a smaller guy in the cruiserweight division. I always been a smaller guy, and you know, I don't think people know that my punching power. You know, I don't think they know my punching power. So I mean, him being the bigger person and taller guy, I kind of figured that he was gonna try to pressure me. He was gonna try because I never been in deep waters, so I knew that they was gonna try to take me in deep waters. You know, I knew he was gonna try to survive. But hats off to Looming, man. He's a good fighter, and he had the star background, amateur background, you know, and all that, you know. So I just proved something to a lot of people also, bro.
Is there any disappointment on your behalf that you couldn't continue your knockout streak?
No, man. It's never. The goal is to get the win. Like I tell people all the time. I never go in, you know, I go in to win. My goal is to win. My goal ain't to knock out everybody, and I'm very happy with going 10 rounds, going a distance for my first time because it gave me a lot of experience, and I know how much I can give out. You know what to do, in certain situations. You know, so just to experience going 10 rounds, man, that was just awesome for me and awesome for my career because you're not gonna be able to knock out everybody, and I understand that.
Speaking of going 10 rounds for the first time, never being past 4 in the past, can you just speak on some of the strength and conditioning that you did with your coach, Willie Lowe? I know he's new on the scene and definitely wants to make a name for himself, and being able to get you to do 10 rounds without looking tired, I think that your team deserves some credit, man. This was the first time on the big stage, the first time in a 10-rounder, and you really performed, man. You really looked good in my eyes.
We do stuff, man, from the strength conditioning to the agility training, swimming, and we did lots of swimming also. But Willie, man, he'll great strength conditioning coach, and we did all type of stuff, man, that he had me doing, and it got me ready, and I felt real good.
And
so really good, man.
You were coming off of a year layoff, if I'm not mistaken.
Layoff, see, people don't know that.
Yeah.
People don't talk. They haven't been talking about that. I had been off from boxing for a whole year, man. You know what I'm saying? A whole year. I ain't had a fight in a whole year, and then turned around and fought, knocked the guy out. You know, not even 40 seconds. You know, in the first round. So me coming back and fighting the opposition that I fought, you know, with the long layoff that I had. You know, I just know that, you know, had a little ring rest, and it's a lot more to me that people haven't even seen yet. You know, man, it's so much more to me that people haven't seen yet. But, you know, I'm looking forward to, fighting more tough opponents and showcasing my talent and showing people that, you know, there's a new man on the block.
So now I asked your coach and your advisor, you know, what would they do? Because it seemed to me that PBC was really pushing the F.A. Tobar fight. All they were talking about is you and possibly F.A. You and possibly F.A. Tobar Apucci. And look, that's a good cruiserweight fight for you. But, I mean, he only has 9 fights. He's not a name. And ever since I met you, you've been wanting to get to 175. You know, you had ambitions of fighting Anthony Yarde at 175. So will you turn down this cruiserweight fight in seek of your journey to 175 if PBC offered it to you?
I want this to be understood first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fighter, and I don't run from my position. You know, but we looking forward to fighting at 175. You know, I think the Apoche fight, if I'm not mistaken, I think we tried to make that fight, and it was turned down.
Really?
Before the Earl Newman. But you know, I don't go too much in debt in that. But yeah. So I'm not scared of nobody. You know, I'm not running from nobody, and you know, I'm looking forward to taking over whatever division I fight in, and you know, I'm not running from no opposition. I'm ready for whatever, you know, and I'm coming to win.
I mean, I get it, but you aren't the tallest cruiserweight either. Cruiserweights, I mean, look, Usyk was like 6'4".
I don't. You just see me fight a guy that's 6'3", 6'2", and out jabbed him. You know, and you see my power shots were very, very effective. I know probably over 4 times that I know I hurt him. You know. But him being an experienced fighter, he got away. And also I have to look at the ring rest that I had. You know what I'm saying? Not being in the not fighting for a whole year. So I don't look at like a person being tall, because I have skills, man. I have more than just punching power. I have skills, man. You know, not taking away nothing from my opponent, Earl Newman. Like I said, he's a tough opponent, man. Like, dude, he can fight. Hats out to him.
For sure. Well, the people knew we were going to have you on, so we got a couple of questions from them. We got Rue in the 504 New Orleans that says, after the hard-fought win you earned, what's next for you this year?
I'm looking forward to fighting, hopefully, with late April. I'm looking forward to fighting late April. I'm a person, I always stay in shape and I always stay ready. So, you know, I'm looking forward to fighting April at a catch weight of, you know, in the 80s. You know, I'm looking forward to dropping my weight down and get my body back used to walking around in the 80s.
So,
because I walk around, I think, like 192.
Are you going to make this fight in Tuscaloosa somewhere? Is it going to be one of the J fights, or are they bringing you back on TV in the 80s?
I don't know yet, but hopefully it'll be a televised fight.
Have you heard it?
In the 80s.
Have you heard that if they're interested in bringing you back after the performance?
Yes, they're very interested in bringing me back.
Beautiful, man. Bless. We got the next one from Dual Ingram that says, do you worry about losing your chin if you have to move down to 175? There's some real killers down there, and weight loss can take something away from you.
Oh no, I'm not worried about losing my chin, man. Like I said, man, I'm a strong 175. I'll be a strong 175 pound and been down to 173. You know, sparring at 173 before, so I know that I'll be a strong 175 pounder, and you know I don't got no glass jaw.
For sure. The next one is from Steve Williams in the UK. Says, do you believe you should have always been fighting at 175? What factors contributed and ultimately led to you wanting to move down in weight?
I always wanted to fight. I always wanted to fight at 175. I don't know. I think that my advisor thought that I was, you know, probably would have been stronger at 190, you know, due to me knocking, you know, all these big guys out. So, but my coach, he know that I make 175 and I'll be strong at 175. So, what led to me, wanting to fight? I always wanted to fight at 175 because, like I say, I walk around. You know, I won't have to lose them like 15 pounds. That ain't nothing.
All right, so this one you kind of answered. Israel Weber in Oklahoma says, cruiserweight is a very international division. Are you looking to stay in the U.S., maybe in a different weight class, and or are you planning to fight elsewhere to build your name status within the cruiserweight division. Congrats on your win in Biloxi. Thanks for coming on TBV. So you basically answered that. You're trying to go to 175. You're going to have a catch weight in April, and the plan is to fight at 175. We got Dominic in Seattle that says, what's your top 5 music you bump before a fight?
My top 5 music, I love Tupac. You know, I'm a big fan of Tupac. Kevin Gates. You know, I like Nipsey Hussle. Man, there's a few rappers that I like, man. You know, I like reality. I like reality music.
What did you have
I'm a big fan of reality music.
What did you have on in the locker
TBC?
room?
What I have on in the locker room?
Yeah,
Tupac.
before the fight.
Tupac, man.
Which
I'm
one?
a big fan of Tupac, man. Ambition of a Rider.
You was getting ready.
Hail Mary, you know. Oh, yeah. Hail Mary. One quick C. Huh?
I love
Do you
it.
want to ride or die?
So listen, after your tune-up, what kind of names you looking for realistically, man? We know Yard is definitely not in the picture. He's fighting on a totally different network, totally different country. He's got a totally different path at the moment. What's realistic for Deon the Equalizer at 175?
Whoever my advisor, put in front of me. I like I say, I'm a fighter. I don't make the fights, and a lot of you guys, I don't think we'll want this trouble. We'll want this pressure, So I'm just looking forward to whatever my advisor put in front of me. Whatever, I'm with it, It have never been a time that my advisor put somebody on paper and like, hey, this guy said it, said. Okay, let's go.
For sure. Well, Deon, man, we want to thank you, obviously, for coming on. Those are all my questions. Mike, you got anything else before we let the champ go?
Thank you, man.
Oh, man, just blessings to you, man, and can't wait to see you back in the ring, brother.
Definitely, man. Very
thank
happy.
Y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all.
Man, appreciate you,
on,
man. Very happy for you, man. I was happy to see you on TV. Happy to see you perform, as well as you did, man. And we can't wait to see what's next in your journey, brother. And we definitely want to continue to follow it. Speaking of following, please give out any social media. For those that aren't following, you can do so.
You can follow me at Deon Nicholson on Facebook. Also, you can follow me at on Instagram at Deon Equalizer.
All right, champ. Well, thanks again. We can't wait to get you back on as soon as you got something. As soon as you know, who you fighting at 185, we're going to get you right back on, man. Have a blessed day.
All right. Y'all too, man.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Top contender now with this win, Deon the Equalizer. Really want to see him get the 175, Mike, and see what he could do with that type of power and down in that division, brother. He's going to be, really making some sort of a name for himself. And I'm glad he answered that the way that he answered it. I don't think you need the FA fight. His goal has always been 175 ever since we met him. Before people knew him, he always wanted Yard and he wanted 175 just because he bust on the scene and his opportunity was at cruiserweight. I don't think he should stay there. You know what I mean? He boxed fantastically though, to be a short dude. So I can see why he and maybe even his team and his fans will have that confidence. But imagine bringing that power down to 175. You could truly maybe dominate. You know what I mean? And at 5'10", is he short? 5'11", is he short for 175? How tall is Kovalev?
Kovalev like 6'1", 6'2".
Damn. So he's still like just
6
short.
Foot. Better be about 6'2".
Wow.
Got Isaac about 6'3".
Holy smokes.
Marcus Brown about 6'3". Badu Jack about 6 foot. So he's
still
a little
just
bit,
short.
Undersized, but like you said, with that kind of power coming down to light heavyweight, man, he should have some success, definitely.
For sure, man. Well, let's get back to the phone lines. We're going to go ahead and open those up. If you're interested in calling in, you know the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Let's get this thing going. We're going into drive-by mode all week. We're trying to end this at 10:35. So get your thoughts in order.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. Let's see what we got. Boomerang, Bomb Box in Arizona. Good morning.
Just listening today. Thanks for all you do, and I'll let y'all later.
For sure. Thank you for calling in. We're going out to
El gran campeón puertorriqueño,
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Tonight, Roy. Let's go to work.
Yo, good morning, y'all. I ain't got my headsets with me, so I don't know how my audio sound, but good interviews, man. Good show as usual. Appreciate it, man. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you for calling in, Keem. We going out to Ringer. Josh, talk to me.
TV, salute.
What up?
Good interview this morning, both of them, man. I like that. Hey, what's up with the Fury questions? Well, I caught a little. I came in at the end a little bit. We were just talking about the Fury questions.
Oh yeah, so one of those definitely is: can Fury continue to maintain a distance? Can Fury continue to control the distance? That's question number one.
Yeah, man. I don't know. He might could. But you know what? I think Wilder gonna be. He can be patient, but he can be also aggressive at the same time. I think he's gonna go to that body. He gonna open him up, man. Then he gonna have him leave him open, and he's gonna knock him out. So I don't know, but you know, I'm just ready for the damn fight. Salute to y'all, man. Can't wait for the next show. I'm out.
Josh, thanks for calling in. We going out to CYP. Talk to me. CYP going once.
Okay, yeah, I ain't know that was me. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, yeah, let me make this quick. Your boy, I really wish Fury would say something that's believable, but to say that Otto Wallin and the other dude are better than Brazil and Ortiz, like, this dude has no chance of winning, not even mentally, man. He confused. And Warren Williams, if you're listening, I'll take your 100-euro bet. I'll take it. And I'm going to give you your money if you win immediately. Give me mine immediately, or I'm going to time your ass out every single day for a month. Keep your word, my man. CYP out.
All right. We going to...
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'm killing this mother. Why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Good morning, Nes and Mike. How y'all doing?
Good morning, champ.
What fighter y'all was talking to?
Deon Nicholson and Timothy
Hey,
Moulton.
Larry, is anybody on the camera truck?
All right. Well, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I hope he's about my height. Yeah, he need to be down to like 175 because he gonna stay fighting guys taller than him. But I mean, good interview as always. I don't got too much to talk about on the topic. You know, I'm just ready for the fight to happen with Tyson and Deontay Wilder, and that's all I got. All right.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Civilian 11.
Good day.
What up, champ?
Just saying I'm listening in. Thanks for what you do, guys.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. We're going out to looking like Seattle.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
What's going on, Don?
What a beautiful morning in the PBC neighborhood. Shout out to Deon Nicholson bumping Kevin Gates. I hear a lot of people bump Kevin Gates. That's my favorite artist too. Shout out to Deon Nicholson being 5'11" because Canelo's 5'9", and you keep on working that jab, man. You can get far places with Canelo. You might get the win, man, if you're still listening. Canelo's head be popping back like a pad dispenser once you start pushing that jab on him. And I think he'll do good in 175 division. And that's my call.
All right, Dom in Seattle. Thanks for calling in on me.
All right, we got DH in the Bay.
What's going on, DH?
Yeah, how the level sound?
I mean, go for it.
All right, Nes, don't act like we got what you said. You trying to sweep that under the rug, you know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder is back, the most electrifying fighter in combat. They put some respect on his name, you know what I'm saying? This ain't about the number one and the number two, because Deontay Wilder is the motherfucking people's champ, and he's good. He's good regardless. He don't got it. Fuck Boxrec. Still don't get fucked by no Boxrec. Deontay Wilder is the people's champ. And Eddie Hearn, the motherfucking tickets are sold out. I'm going to be on the motherfucking strip, you understand me? With a presidential suite, with a bottle, you feel me? Bottle service, VIP status at the motherfucking fight. All the tickets are sold out. Everybody's finna be out there. And Deontay Wilder's going to show once again to all the motherfucking doubters, to all the motherfucking haters, all the motherfucking...
Whoa. CYP Boomerang.
Yo. Let's just keep it real. Everybody said that Fury was 50% last fight, out of shape, all this shit. Okay, cool. Bet on him now. 100% Fury, new trainer, super confident. Bet on your man now, because end of the day, if y'all can't bet on this new improved Fury, ain't no way in hell he won that goddamn first fight. Y'all motherfuckers are ridiculous. Get your nuts, grab them tight, and scream, "There's only one tight punch bomber!" Let's go. CYP out.
It has started, man.
What's that?
The pandemonium. My guy talking about he going down to the strip with a bottle. So without Eddie, you know what I'm saying? He calling out Eddie. Got CYP out here singing his songs, man. Oh man, it's done started, bro. Pandemonium.
Yo, why your man Rob was in the chat early? Like, BT's doing a poor job. I don't even feel I don't feel.
I'm in America. BT out here killing shit to me.
I know. He talking about he don't feel the promotion. Hopefully he feels the build up and gets excited for this fight with Fight Week. And I'm like, what? Bro, you should be excited for this fight just because they rematching, and you know that there was controversy. You know that the world doesn't have a definitive answer. That alone, you know, like you don't need new build up. You know, like you.
They give you new build up, like they got round tables. They got
hella
Fury,
shit.
Interview. They got Wilder interview. They got going to trainers. You know what I'm saying? They got David Hay perspective. David Hay and Ben Davidson only. I mean, and in my opinion, shit, there's a lot of shit out here. I ain't even want to watch half this shit yet.
We going out to Trey. Just listening.
What up, y'all?
What up?
Shout out to Warren Williams and Whisper and Troll. That motherfucker talk a lot of shit in the chat, man, but he never call in. Hey, at the time that he did call into the after show, y'all, the motherfucker was whispering. I'm like, bro, as much shit as you be talking, you can't call in this motherfucker whispering, homie. I'm ready for this fight though. I think Fury going night. And can't wait for all the UK trolls to go bye-bye. To go to sleep with Fury's bitch ass, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, let me go to Michael White. Talk to me. Who that?
What up,
Aaron?
Mike?
Is that Aaron?
Yeah, that's me. You got me?
I got you.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a dope fight, man. Definitely got Wilder all the way. I want to kind of pick up the other day on your other topic. You were saying AJ is the number one heavyweight in the world, right, Nes? Is that what you were saying? AJ is the number one heavyweight in the world.
I mean, you heard Timothy Moulton, right?
Okay, yeah, he makes the most money, right? Is that true?
Nah, Timothy Moulton said he's the number one because he got the majority of the belts.
Do you believe that?
I mean, wasn't he number one before he lost to Ruiz?
Okay, so let me ask you something. So he has the most belts, he makes the most money, arguably probably the best resume. That's subjective. So if he fights Pulev, because you got to beat AJ twice to get his belt. If he beats Pulev, if Pulev beats him the first fight and AJ comes back and beats him again to be two-time champ, and Wilder goes this year undefeated, is AJ still number one? Let's take it a step further. Say next year he fights Usyk, loses the first fight against Usyk, then comes back and beats Usyk, and there's a three-time champ. Has 3 losses on his record. Wilder's still undefeated.
Yo,
is AJ number one?
You know, it's funny because in your analogy, you know, you giving one man credit for righting the wrong, but not the other. So Wilder could have 2 rematches and beat the same dude, or fight the same dude twice and be number one, but AJ can't, huh? I see y'all biased towards AJ. I see it, man. My man, only Wilder can have rematches and be number one. I got you, champ. We going out to Dom Donnie. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Big up TVB. Come on. Big up Ness. Big up Mike's. Yeah, man.
Big up.
I just want to say, yeah. Come on. Big up yourselves, man. Don't know. Press like, folks. Yeah, man. I just want to keep it brief. TYP's a idiot. Yeah. And Wilder. We're going to see Wilder. We're going to see Wilder for Wilder Dazn. You get me? It's about time he's fought somebody who's actually elite. Like Fury the first time, yeah, Fury's an elite fighter, but the first time he was not fit, man. Like he was not ready. You get me? This time, yeah, Wilder's gonna fight somebody who's actually a top level elite heavyweight for the first time in his life. Peak times for my man. It's a mad thing. Get me?
I mean, I get you, man. If you think this is the first time he's fighting an elite heavyweight, I mean, you know, God bless you, brother. We'll see you on Saturday night. See if he wins. Then, listen, I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, Instagram and Twitter, CYP. Close us out with number 3. Oh, actually, don't go to you yet. Let's go to Stunner. I ain't see you there. Jersey, what up?
Yo, Jersey in the building, man. All right. First, let me just give y'all the 2 reasons why Tyson Fury is going to lose. In 3 rounds or less at that, too. First one, mentally, he's already lost the fight. Other than the fact that you're saying that you won the last fight, but now you're saying you're going to be trying to walk him down and knock him out. You've been saying the last 2-3 weeks we're going to knock him out in the second round, but now you're saying you're going to make him quit. Like, this dude's not sure of himself mentally. He's already lost the mental fight. Secondly, and most importantly, Tyson Fury's weight. Now, I want to put something in perspective. Both Tyson Fury and Wilder have each gained 10 to 15 pounds going into this fight. What's the difference? Look at their body frames. Deontay Wilder is probably between, 4 to 6% body fat. Tyson Fury is probably more like 13 to 18. So, with them each adding 10 pounds of muscle, or I shouldn't even say muscle. Wilder's the one that's added muscle, explosive lean muscle. Tyson Fury has simply added more rolls to his stomach. Okay? It's not that you got to realize you already went into the last fight with a 40 to 50 pound weight advantage and you made no use of it. So now you think putting more weight on is going to help you. The last guy who weighed 270 pounds versus Wilder was Berlin Stavern. How the fuck did that turn out for him? You're fucking dead on Saturday, my nigga. Fuck out of here.
Damn, bro. Can y'all show us some love? You know? Just like try not to say that many curses so that we could at least eat just a little bit, you know? Just a little bit. All I need is a little bit.
Teddy B Midwest Sports Talk coming with some a rematch with Fury versus a rematch with Andy Fat Ruiz. Hey Teddy, I'm I'm glad you said it, because I ain't want to bring it up, man. I ain't. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna let Ness have his own little, you know what I'm saying, dating the son and all that. You know what I'm saying? He had a good little thing about AJ can redeem himself, and Wilder didn't lose. All right, AJ did. Period.
What?
Hey, I love the stick to itness. You know what I'm saying? You always.
I mean, what was the
AJ is
super
number one
chat?
heavyweight.
I mean, like this why if he ain't the number one heavyweight, why is everyone saying that this fight will determine the number one heavyweight? If he not the number one heavyweight.
AJ can't. How can this fight between Wilder and Fury determine the number one heavyweight if AJ already the number one heavyweight?
That's what I'm saying, because they saying the winner of this will have a greater win. So that's why they will become number one.
Yes, let me ask you a question, man.
Yeah.
Is the Rainmaker was the Rain magazine belt on for any of AJ fights against Pulev, against Andy, against Povetkin?
Nah.
It's evident that it's up right now, right?
I mean,
Because
yeah, but
the
Wilder
ring
don't
feels
even
like
respect it. Wilder
ring
don't
feels-
respect it.
Wilder ain't got to respect it, but the ring respects Wilder.
So you
enough
respect
to
the
say-
ring.
I'm saying the ring respects Wilder enough to say you're number one, Fury, you're number two. Whatever happens in this fight, this is the true number one heavyweight in the world. That's what the ring doing. You think the ring don't want to have their belt around AJ? Come on, man. Come on, bro. They would love for AJ to have their belt, but he hasn't facing the Wilder or Fury yet. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like those two
But
guys.
don't you think that the ring is biased? Because before while AJ lost to Ruiz, we can all agree that he was the number one heavyweight.
We can't.
What? Yo, Nes GTO, Instagram and Twitter, I'm out. See, I thought your argument the other day was, he lost. How could you be number one? Now you're saying even without the loss, he wasn't number one. It's obvious that there's a bias. It's okay. Saturday determines who the true number one is, and we'll go from there.
Follow me on IG at Grouse1911, on Twitter at Grouse2312, man. Big ups to everybody out there in the chat.
Big up, big up, big up. Peace.